Alright, guys. I know I'm late. I'm sorry. We're here. Alright. I feel much better today, dude. Much better. Today we got jobless claims, unemployment filings. I think we got PMI data as well today. Jobless claims expected. We'll put this up on screen. 8:30 is when they drop. Nvidia. Chat, look at Nvidia. Let me put Nvidia. I don't even have Nvidia up on the screen. Hold on. Nvidia up to 1013 still. I'm in Nvidia. It's up. You know, like, I keep trying to tell people, bro. Nobody seems to listen, but like, I keep trying to tell people, AI is powerful. It's just obvious, man. Like, AI is that thing, and it really is. You know, I think a lot of people are stubborn, and I think a lot of people, you know, maybe they said it, they didn't like AI a year ago or whatever, a year and a half ago or 2 years ago or whenever, and they just kind of stay really stubborn with that viewpoint instead of like trying it out and seeing what it can do. They just kind of get really stubborn and say, oh, it's just AI, and they just end up missing everything. You know, you don't get stuff like this very often, and I'm not even saying we hold. Look at AMC today. AMC is actually up a significant amount. GameStop kind of boring, but AMC up to over $5 for a little bit yesterday. Still testing it now. Ethereum up to almost 4,000. So Intel is up a little bit as well. Oh, is my mic bad? Oh, I didn't even plug my mic in. My bad. There we go. So that should be better. Let me know if the audio quality is better. It should be better now. Jobless claims today, chat. They're expected at 220K. Good. Yeah, but, you know, again, if you were a doubter of AI, so there's a spring update introducing GPT-4o and making more capabilities available for free in GPT. So they now have a super assistant for every member of your team. Research. Yeah, so yeah, so there's an issue with the internet. Yeah, I'm testing out. So they updated it to the new 4.0. Yeah, so real-time data is messed with right now. All right. Whew. So I finally went to jiu-jitsu last night for the first time in a minute, man. It was so much fun, bro. I miss it, you know. I haven't been the last week, dude. I've been sick, man. It sucks. Honestly, I do think jiu-jitsu is part of the reason I keep getting sick. Let me know if y'all think this is plausible. I think it is. I think jiu-jitsu is the reason I've been getting sick. And it makes a lot of sense because, you know, if I'm freaking
See, apparently there was a glitch with Apex last night during the FOMC minutes report and Nvidia earnings. And you got to give Apex credit. They fixed it all. They said all affected Rhythmic accounts that had a position during 2 p.m. Eastern to 2:30 with a negative balance will be restored back to end of day. It will be restored. They did the same thing with Trade Evade accounts. So shout out to them, man. They do a good job at getting them fixed and dealing with them. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm not sick. I'm actually feeling fine today. Yeah, I feel all right. I feel better. Let me drink some coffee here. All right, chat. So SPY up there, Nvidia up to 10.15s. Nvidia sitting over $1,000 a share. When I asked people yesterday, will Nvidia break $1,000 a share? Some people told me I was crazy for even expecting that, or even asking that question. And here we are. We're over $1,000 a share. We'll see if we hold. Chat. We'll see if we hold. All right. Nvidia up to 10.16s. Let me check everything else here. All right, guys. What brand of coffee you drinking? I have no idea what this coffee is. I don't know why people disbelieve strength of AI stocks. I mean, I don't even care. Like stocks, there's always ups and downs. There's always good and bad. There's always great stocks, bad stocks, like healthy stocks, weak stocks, scam stocks. There's an array of different types of stocks in every sector. What I'm saying though is that just AI in general is a powerful freaking thing, a genuinely powerful thing. And I think it's important for people to understand. I don't know about way over 220. What's up, Goose? Algo that dumped stocks on their ER made me about $600 when it dumped Elf. How did Elf do for earnings? Elf was one of the ones that kind of got. I didn't really watch it. I know Snow dropped earnings, and they gapped up. Elf back up to 160s. Like I'm basically flat over the last 2 days, where I would have been green, but it's alright. I'm still in my SPY trade, so I let my SPY trade come back a little bit, but I'm surprised like SoundHound, some of these other stocks aren't up more. Palantir, how did Palantir do doing this thing? Yeah, it's up some. Who has tips for a teething baby? What do we use? I can't remember what we use. It's been a while. My son never liked the pacifier. My son never liked it. Oh, it's so much better than 4.0. Or it's 4.0, yeah. 4.0 is so much better. But yeah, the internet's down. So you can't use the internet for it. All right. So yeah, so I'm having AI, dude. It's so quick, dude. I hope Nvidia dips. We'll see, maybe. Again, let me check my, I built this indicator yesterday, and I've been showing the chat this. Let's check it. Hold on. See, I don't want to put it on screen. Like, I don't want to give it away, but it's really nice. It's not perfect, but it's really nice. So, like, here's the NASDAQ. All right, so, like, look. This is it right here. It's a reversal indicator. Like, look at it. Honestly, like, look at this. Reversal here. Boom. Reversal here. Boom. It's pretty good, man. I can't, you know, and again, it was my, like, the ideas behind it were me. And I did help program it a little bit, but like, look, out of the last 5, look at this one. Beautifully caught the bottom. Beautifully caught the top. This one, like, if you zoom in, it still maybe would have worked if you held it up here. But we could call that one not working. What do you guys think? It's pretty good. I have to keep back testing it, but look at this. Called the top. Flush. Nothing's going to work 100% of the time. This one maybe failed, but it depends. If you held it up here, it would have still worked. Like, I think if you use loose stops and you just kind of let small size happen over and over again. This one definitely failed. That's the first really failed one that I see. This one looked like it worked. Look at that. Literally called the top. I like how it made the emojis even on TOS, which is hard to do. ThinkScript a little bit more difficult of a language to make work versus like PineScript or something. The views are working fine. Yeah, honestly, people got mad at me for saying anything. I was just kind of panicking, bro. You know, I was panicking until I looked at every other major YouTuber. And then I was like, oh, okay. All right, chat. Dude, I've had fun playing with AI, dude. I really have. All right, here, let me go back to you guys. Top 3 teething. Yeah, dude, definitely the world's most prominent, teething channel. I don't even know what to call it, but yes, that's us right here. Some say Nvidia only went up because of the split, so it should not affect any competitor stock. I mean, no. Nvidia hit 1,000 before they even announced the split, or at least right around it. What's up with live traders wearing hoodies in their house? What's up with people not using the correct form of their? Look, I'm going to help you guys. Listen, people struggle with this, man. Once you get it, you should know it. You should never make the mistake of using the wrong one. Look, okay, here, let me help you out, guys. All right, I got you. All right. Okay, listen. There, locational. Like over there is THER. All right, like I got to go over there to grab that book right there. THER. Okay, locational. All right. Possessive, or possessive, where it's their book, their job, their house, their, book, whatever, is THER, or THEIR, I mean. All right, THEIR is belonging to or associated with somebody. And then contraction is they are contracted, turns into there. Okay. Beginner English 101. You're welcome, guys. Sorry. Just here to help. All right. Anyways, with that said, I'm wearing a hoodie because it's freaking cold. My wife is like a freaking snow monster. She just wants it cold all the time. It's freezing cold when I wake up in the morning. She's like, oh, hey, baby, I want it cold when I sleep. It's like, yeah, but I got to get up at 5 a.m. and it's freaking 30 degrees in my house. I wake up and I'm like panicking in the morning until I can find like a sweater to throw on because it's freaking cold. That's why I got a hoodie on, because it's cold. I should teach third grade. Top 3 best third grade teachers in the world right now. The effect and effect one gets people the most. One's a verb, one's a noun. Yeah, no, I've seen that guy. He calls everybody a bum afterwards. I've seen him. He says, yeah. Yeah, dude. At least power bill in Texas for that light. Power's cheap-ish, bro. My electric bill for this house I'm currently in is like $700 a month minimum. Usually $500 to $700. Usually, not minimum, but $500 to $700. Definitely solves bed hair. I mean, listen. My hair looks great at all times. Okay, I wake up in the morning with excellent hair. I just get up, my hair just, emits excellence. I don't even have to do anything. That's actually not true at all. I'm just kind of trolling you guys, bro. Half the time when I wake up in the morning, my hair's crazy. Depends on how long it is. If it's like this, it's But if I get up in the morning and my hair's just a little bit longer, my hair is like, like crazy. It's hard for me to even mess it up right now. But half the time when I wake up, it's not good. $150 for a house? Whose house? Oh, 150 for a 2,200 square foot house. Yeah. I mean, my house is nice. It's biggish, is what I'll say. Again, I always tell people, if I really wanted to be like a sleazy guru, acting like I was just so successful as a day trading guru, I could show my house off and it would work very easily. Yeah, no, it's all good, Wall Street. I'm just, we try to have fun. Texas is known for having cheap power. Yeah, I know. Early morning hoodie is a psychological trigger for a signal that you are chill. That's right. Is that real water in a glass bottle? Coffee in glass cups. Yeah, my wife doesn't like using plastic, bro. My wife over the last year has been on this plastic kick where she's kicking plastic out. And now we're only using glass things, And so we're like Tron. We're like the Tron world, but in real life here in Texas today. That's like my life. We're like in Tron right now. So don't judge me. It's my wife, okay? Honestly, I gotta bring this to jiu-jitsu. All right, imagine how I get judged for bringing this to jiu-jitsu, and everybody's looking at me like, bro, is that a Molotov cocktail? Like, what is that? I'm like, I know, man. AMD, yeah, I cut my AMD trade yesterday. I think it was a mistake. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a mistake. So I cut my AMD trade yesterday. Again, I'm pretty sure it was a mistake, unfortunately. Ended up gapping up afterwards, but that's all right. Listen, I made a lot of money from AMD. I can't really knock it. I bought AMD. I can't remember what my average price was on AMD after earnings, and AMD dropped so heavily. I bought the dip and rode it back up and made some money on it. Let me see where I got in AMD originally. I'm gonna go back. Yeah, so I ended up buying AMD. I wish they showed my trades on a yearly chart easier, Toss. Takes so long to do it. Alright, yeah, so we got an AMD at the 140s after earnings. We got in after earnings at 140s. It ended up bouncing all the way back. Currently it's at 170s. We cut it just under 170s. So yeah, really nice percentage gain there for that trade. Maybe I should have held it through yesterday, but I think there's a lot of risk. I think I try to take calculated risks, and I do try to be risk averse when I take positions. I don't mind, there's some people that get butterflies in their stomach taking a big risk, holding something big into a risky time. I'm not really like that. I like to limit my risk. So what you'll see me do a lot is, like, if we're holding a position leading into a really volatile event, I'll cut a lot of the positions. I'll lower my risk heading into those events, and that way, it's not so big risk, big reward. I can just kind of let my real edge play out over time, and it works really well. You just got to be willing to, again, some people are addicted to the butterflies of risking and gambling. I think that's a bad thing. I think you got to get just used to not worrying about that and just letting your true edge play out over time. Yeah, I mean, some of them are 2.2%. Others are like 1.6%. I'm from Louisiana. I looked at what my dad's paying in Louisiana. My dad's paying like 0.6%, dude. I freaking hate it. Again, until you start adulting, you don't really understand, why adults are so mad about taxes until you legit start just kind of watching. Once you really start watching, you start to, taxes, you start to realize why everybody freaking hates taxes. Again, if my dad's got a house, and let's just call it $500K, and he's paying 6% of that house, or no, 0.6%. I'm sorry, it's this. He's paying $3,000 a year, which is, his house probably isn't even worth this much. Maybe it is. I don't freaking know. But he's paying $3,000 a year. If I have a house that's worth $500,000, and let's just say property taxes 2.2%, which is what it is at a lot of places where I live, right? I'm paying $11,000 a year in property tax, bro. Crazy, Now, it doesn't matter. So, let's go by the 1% rule in rental income, right? So, say if I got a $500,000 house, I should, in theory, make $5K a month in rental income times 12. So roughly $60K a year in rental income. You're not going to keep all of it. Let's say you take away 40% of that, or 60% of that in expenses. So you might make $24K a year in rental income, which is still significant. It's decent, plus 5% roughly appreciation every year. You're going to make some money in rental properties for the most part. But I would argue Texas is one of the worst places for them. Just because the property taxes are high, you're going to lose your income. Let me see the average property taxes. Yeah, so Texas average is 1.68%, 1.68. So it's not too bad here. $8,400. It's better than what it was before. It's still not cheap though, but you're paying almost $9,000 in property taxes a year. You pay no taxes with renting. Yeah, but you don't own anything. You pay no taxes, but your rent is going to be more than you're paying in property taxes just to live there. I don't know. So the jobs reported, jobless claims is expected at 220,000. The entire reason you moved to Texas is to avoid income taxes. That's not the reason I moved here. I didn't make anything. Bro, when I moved to Texas, I had nothing. I really had no job, no income, no assets. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen at the open. I'm definitely not going to say it's going to sell off. Current hype on jobless claims is heavy. Claims due to media should be well above 220. I mean, you buy homes to rent. Yeah. Oh, you're meaning it in that regard. Okay, gotcha. You mean to rent out, I'm assuming is what you mean. Can we hear your thoughts? Are we expecting a slow report to get past fears in recent Fed meetings released about rate cuts? I mean, I don't know. There's a weekly report on unemployment filings. I don't know what we're going to get. The last jobless claims number showed up over 220K. They showed at 222,000. And again, jobless claims is one of those reports that varies so much in terms of the actual reaction, where sometimes the market wants more jobs, sometimes it wants less jobs. I think the market didn't really like the Fed minutes report. It seemed like inflation was stickier than expected. And so I do believe that today, if jobless claims come in higher than expected, the market will react positively to it. But I'm straight up guessing. I have no freaking idea if that's correct or not. No idea what's going to happen there. And yeah, I really don't know. I think anything could happen. I think it might be good, might be bad. I don't know. You know. Yeah, the death tax is a freaking ridiculous tax, bro. Like, dude, look up the death tax. It's absolutely crazy. You know, that's the most ridiculous tax we have in this country. It's the death tax. Freaking ridiculous, bro. It's called an estate tax is what it is. It's so freaking crazy. Maybe it's not the death tax I'm thinking about. Yeah. Hey, nice pod. Enjoying the chill music. No short-term capital gains tax. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I don't make enough to care about it. I mean, I make enough to make it's like some. I'm just being honest. I just don't make enough from stock market trading. I make way more. Like people knock me for this, but again, like my channel gets roughly 500,000 hits a month. Like we're gonna make more as a marketing business than we are gonna be trading, unless I'm just super risky trading. I try to be honest with people. That honestly is going to get you into trouble someday. Me? Your debate skills are excellent. Well, thank you, I guess. I try. I try to be real with people. I mean, look. We're still going to get like haters and complainers regardless of whether I'm honest or not. But if I'm honest, they're just being desperate, you know. Super micro semiconductors. We're at 919s now for super micro semi. Yeah, Nvidia is just doing strong. It's got a lot of good news. Yeah, I mean, specifically for this year, I'm going to be paying a lot in taxes, and I'm not excited about it. Like, I'm going to pay more taxes for this current year than I've ever have, and it's going to be Oof. For last year too, to be honest, man. Last year's not that bad. Like, again, for last year, I'll probably have to pay about $50,000 in taxes, give or take. I'm not 100% sure exactly. I gotta pay in October. I'm probably overpaying a little bit at 50, but again, I like to overpay. This year will be more than that. Palantir received a boost because Palantir is AI related. Palantir is like a database for AI. It's not a database. It's like an operating system for AI is what it is. And so a lot of businesses are using it for AI. So strength in AI is good for Palantir. The sector growing is good, and that's why Palantir is like that. Yeah, let me do a poll. Yeah, let me do a poll. Does jobless claims come in higher or lower than the 220K expected? I vote on the poll. Let me know what you guys think. What's your thoughts on the ETH approval? I think it's good for crypto in general. We did a crypto show yesterday. ETH is currently breaking highs as well. So yeah, I think it's overall good for the market. Good for crypto. See if it holds, but yeah. Thoughts on Bitcoin related stocks, miners, Coinbase? Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, thanks, Michael. Even though it's good to pay high taxes, that's kind of a good problem. Yeah, no, I'm very grateful. Like, I'm very grateful. It's a good problem to have. And again, paying high taxes is also like credibility building. Like the good thing about it is like, when you pay that much in taxes, when you pay that much in taxes, if I ever want to get like loans or financing or whatever it is for anything, I'm not really gonna mortgage a house. I'm not a mortgage guy. I don't like mortgaging homes. But if I ever needed to get a loan for anything, I have income, I've got proof, income proof, so it's good. In that regard, it's a good thing. It's just not fun to do, man. Good morning from Ontario. What's up, GT? My stepdad's from Ontario. He recently passed on Saturday. He was a good dude. But yeah, he was from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. So, good guy. I lived up there for a while. Lived in Michigan. Lived in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan for a while. Lived in Batchewana, Ontario for a while. Beautiful place, man. I really like Canada. It's been a while since I've been up there. The last time I was up there was maybe a decade ago. But beautiful place, man. I really do like Canada a lot. Really nice people. Really fun place to go. Unless you're in the winter, and then it's freaking terrible. But in the summer, it's great. Summer's great. Nobody likes mortgages. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, with me and money, though, I'm like my dad. Like, I make good money, but I also save most of the money I make. The only time, I don't ever buy anything for myself, almost ever. Most of the time, the only time I spend money is on my children. Or my wife or whatever. But my wife doesn't really ever ask for anything or want anything. She never wants anything. I try to buy her stuff. I'm very grateful to have a wife that's not super materialistic. Like, I tried to buy my wife a new ring, because when her and I first got married, she has this little rinky-dink ring that was like $500 that I got from, a store that was just this little bitty cheap engagement ring, and she doesn't wear it anymore, you know. But I tried to upgrade her and get her like a nice one recently, and she was like, "No, don't worry about it." So she's already got a pretty nice one. I've already upgraded it a couple times, but yeah. Luckily, you know, I know some wives would be like, "No, get this now," you know. But so she's pretty. I'm grateful to not have a super materialistic wife that's out here just burning through all my money. And so what it allows me to do is save. Bitcoin over 70K. Let's see if it hits 75. We still got a ways to go. Yeah, 60% is crazy. It probably depends on how much you make, though. Like, they might charge 60% capital gains, but it's only specifically... It's kind of like our like tax brackets how it is, right? Which is marginal. Which means that, like, if you're paying taxes... If I make, let's just say, $300,000 a year, right? Like, I'm going to pay the base amount for the first... let me see what the brackets are. The real number is when you start to make over $200,000 a year. Just to give you guys a little bit of knowledge, it really starts to hurt when you start to make over $200K a year. That's when that last. Yeah. So look. So you get taxed 10% on income from 0 up to 11,000, 12% on income from 11,000 to 44,000, 22% on income from 44 to 95. 24% on 95 to 182, 32% is when it bumps up. So that's the biggest increase, right? So yeah, so it's anything over 182,000 a year, you're going to be paying 32% on everything over that. That's where it really starts to hurt. And then anything over 230,000, you're going to be paying 35%. But the biggest jump is between 182, is over 182. So when you start to make money. When you start to make over 182,000 a year is when it jumps up from 24%. So you're paying about 20, like basically $1 out of every $4 goes to taxes. After 182, it jumps up 8%. So you're going to be paying 8% more taxes on everything over 180,000, and that's where it really starts to hit. That's where it's really significantly more. But yeah. Imagine if you make that much and are single with no claims. Oof, it's gonna hurt, bro. It's gonna hurt. I mean, you get some discounts though. Like, if you ever want to, like, I'm always trying to claim my kids because it just makes sense for me to. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, everybody gets the discount. But you know, with 2 kids, it's not bad. And then with head of household, you get a little bit off. Like, there's deductions you get, but it's still, you know. Still a lot. Anyways, Q breaking highs up here. Let me get this out the way. I don't want. Again, we're still building this indicator. I mean, all right. I'm gonna put a timer up. We still got about an hour until jobless claims come out. About an hour. Alright, so we got an hour until jobless claims roughly come out. This is a little bit off. I'm going to fix this. Try to get this one exactly right. And then AMC basically very green, up to almost $5 this year, right around $5, like almost right around $5. All right. All Alright, so this is almost exactly right. Look at the Q breaking highs, man. Wow. Up to 460s. SPY up to 530s. We're in the SPY. Remember, we bought it yesterday. We're still in it. Yeah, an S corporation works. An S corp works. S corp, basically the benefit of it is it gets you around the self-employment tax. So by structuring your business as an S corp, and again, I'm not a business professional, but I do run a couple of my own businesses, so I understand some of this stuff. An S corp basically says, hey, I'm going to pay myself a salary, and then and the big benefit of an S corp is that it gets you around the self-employment tax. You're taxed as a corporation, and you give yourself a salary, and it avoids the self-employment tax, which is high. Barnes and Noble. Yeah, I mean, Barnes and Noble, it spiked up, but it was at 15 cents prior to it. So I don't know why it's up. I haven't really been watching it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I figure that, Jay. It's one of the reasons, like, I'm very safe with my taxes. I'm not really the type that tries to get every freaking discount he can because, I just want to keep it clean. So, all right, guys. Of course I deduct expenses. Yeah, of course I do. GWAV penny stock at 12 cents a share. I'm just not about to touch it. It's just not my thing. Intel is up. Let's see if Intel keeps popping up. We're up nicely today. Again, mostly from Nvidia. I appear to be getting a bit of lag on the stream. Is it just me? I'm pretty sure it's just you. Chat, you might be able to help me out, but I'm pretty sure it's just you. All right, so we asked people. 71% think jobless claims come in higher than expected. 28% think lower. I think higher is going to make the market react positively as well, although, again, I'm not 100% sure. All right, chat. All right, so look at the SPY, the Q break highs again. I'm not sure what's dragging the market up, but the SPY Q broke in highs again. SPY and Q starting to break highs again. All right, chat. Wait. Yeah, look at the SPY, the Q. Nvidia's not really moving either. So it's not Nvidia dragging up. AMD's testing highs. Anything else? Let's see. Apple. Could be Apple. Meta. Meta's breaking highs. Amazon. Amazon's breaking highs. So Meta and Amazon are breaking highs. Microsoft is breaking lifetime highs is what this is. I think. Yeah, Microsoft breaking lifetime highs. 432.97 is the previous one. Yeah, so Microsoft breaking lifetime highs this morning at the opening bell. Microsoft is the people behind ChatGPT, if you don't know. So that's why Microsoft is doing so well. All right, so all right, chat. Market's breaking highs. Nvidia's still testing. This should be good for Nvidia, I would assume. All right, guys. Dude, my nose is still stopped up. When I was sick, I've been having to use Afrin, so my nose is still kind of stopped up. Yeah, we do have flash manufacturing and services data coming out. It's at 9:45, so it's not going to be a ridiculously huge release. Yeah, I mean, it's not Nvidia's influence. Nvidia's pulling back a little bit while the rest of the market's breaking highs. So it could be maybe Nvidia's influencing AMD, Amazon, Meta, stuff like that, and then they're kind of pushing the market up. But these are probably just AI hype. Can Nvidia break 1100 today? It could. I don't know if it will. Yeah, the split's gonna help people afford Nvidia now. Yeah, I mean, this is a crazy big thing for markets. AI is just powerful right now. It's just really powerful. It's genuinely like a super powerful technology that a lot of people don't understand or even like try to use because they hear, oh, AI bad, I'm not going to use it. But again, it's like the next gold rush. It really is, like in tech. It's similar to the next gold rush in tech. Hmm. All right, guys. What else we got? The people who made the real money in the gold rush were the sellers of, yeah, for sure. Yeah, my wife and I have been watching Deadwood lately. Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, Nvidia, it's just a crazy good technology. Like you can use it for so many different things too, man. Nvidia boss praised Tesla. Did he really? Where's Tesla at right now? I haven't even looked at Tesla. AMC now over 5s. So AMC's moving. Tesla's up a lot too. I'm in Tesla right now. Let's hope it bounces back still. Yeah, but that will grow over time, hidden in the wires. Like power is gonna be there no matter what. I think. Looking at our poll number, 70% of votes think higher, 30% think lower. Yeah, we gotta try to trade too. I'm gonna start. Alright, SPY, Target, Tesla, all green today. I'm looking at Intel is green. We'll see if Intel, I did take some off of Intel yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have. But what do you think about gold? Where's gold at? Let me see. Gold is down. You know, AMC's starting to run though. Look, chat. So AMC up to over $5. Starting to fight its way back a little bit. We're in AMC as well. I hope it continues. Gold is at a 5,000-year high. Well, yeah, it's at lifetime highs. You know, so is the SPY. The SPY is at lifetime highs as well. I mean, it hasn't been around for 5,000 years or anything, but it's at lifetime highs. Did you play Nvidia? Yeah, I'm in Nvidia right now. I want it to go up. Crazy stream yesterday. We had like 10,000 people watching. We didn't get the 14,000 that we had the previous Nvidia stream, but we had 10,000 people there watching. We ended up getting like 60,000 views for that stream. Just crazy big. Again, my channel's grown a lot the last couple days, and we're gonna keep the growth up. Chat. Look at this. So check us out, man. Check out the growth. 56,000 views. Fed Minutes report right before that got 32,000 views. So we've got 100,000 views on my channel in the last 48 hours. So about 50,000 views a day is what we're averaging in the last 2 days. So you'll love to see it. You always have good graphics on your videos, bro. The internet's so weird. You see so many different perspectives. I got some people, bro, messaging me saying, dude, your thumbnails suck. You know, so many people saying, John, you need new thumbnails. John, you need new thumbnails. I promise I get at least one guy messaging me in my email every day. Usually, not always. Like, I don't want to exaggerate too much, but in general, at least a couple times a week, somebody emails me saying, hey, I could do thumbnails for you. You need new thumbnails, you know. But then other people are like, hey, your thumbnails are great. And so, in the end, you know, people are people, I guess. All right. Yeah, we hired a new guy for him. He's pretty good. Fed gave Nvidia buyers a nice discount. Yeah, I mean, the FOMC minutes report did tank the markets leading into the Nvidia earnings. I thought we would get choppy behavior, though. I don't know what to do now, though, with markets. You know, the choppiness is probably done, and so we'll see what we get. Next week, we do have some stuff dropping, though. So next week, we got PCE data. We got GDP data. So we do have some stuff next week that's pretty big. Roaring Kitty never reposted, huh? He's gone. Jensen Huang, man. Elon Musk shared the Nvidia guys. Yeah, dude. So look, Elon Musk shared this thing with Jensen, and Jensen Huang basically said this, right? Like, I'm gonna play the audio from it. This is Yahoo Finance interview with Jensen Huang, founder and CEO of Nvidia.
Well, Tesla is far ahead in self-driving cars.
You know, and listen to what he said. So he said Tesla's far ahead in self-driving cars.
But every single car someday will to have autonomous capability. It's safer, it's more convenient.
You know, and honestly, this is something that you've been hearing me saying. Like, the future is autonomous driving. It's very freaking obvious, guys. As long as the world doesn't end, cars are going to be driving themselves within 10 years. All of them. Not all of them. That's an exaggeration. Most of them will be. And again, the difference is that it's going to be safer. It's simply going to be safer, more convenient, easier to do. And of course, you got people that are like, oh, safety. They don't understand. Like, it genuinely is going to be safer. You know, like, think about how many less drunk driving accidents. All that stuff is going to happen. So I think it's very obvious. I think it's very clear. Would you feel safe being in a car controlled by AI? To a certain extent, if the AI has shown a deep track record of being safe, yes. Right, for sure. Again, it's the future. It's certainly the future. And as a car guy, I love cars. It's a little disappointing, but it obviously is the future. The question is, how does this affect companies like Uber and Lyft? And I think it's a good question. I don't know. I'm in Uber right now, too. I'm long in Uber. I'm green on it as well. But if they don't get behind this, they're going to be missing out, too. I still think we have some time. But, yeah. They have some time. But still, if they don't get behind it, they're going to be missing out on a big thing in tech and everything. Also, guys, remember at noon today, the Apex sale ends. So at noon today, the Apex sale, where you get the 250K challenge for only $16, ends today at noon. And so if you want to take advantage of it before it ends, always remember, guys, I am terrible. I have no idea what I'm talking about. May be wildly wrong about anything I say. It's entertainment only. My experiences may be conducted on or off stream. I do trade off stream. Do not copy me. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have limitations, and understand those limitations with these funded account programs, all that good stuff. They're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased. They pay me money. It really is the best of both worlds, though, in my opinion, because you got limited risk. The base one on Apex, or the 250K one on Apex up until noon today is only $16. So your risk for the first month is $16. If you lose, you're out $16, less than $20. It's not the end of the world. But if you pass this challenge, they're going to give you a demo, test your skill, and then if you pass the test, fund you the same amount. So if you pass this one, you get $250K in funding with a 90% split. If you lose, you're out less than $20 for the first month. A great way to learn how to day trade, because you're still risking something. It's just not most day traders are going to lose. If you put up 5K in the beginning, you're probably going to lose 5K. And anybody that's telling you the truth about day trading will be honest with you and tell you that. And so it makes no sense to risk thousands of dollars learning to day trade. Limit the risk. Try a funded account program. Most day traders are going to lose here as well, because most day traders lose. But it's a lot cheaper to lose at Apex. They've paid out over $100 million to their traders, funded thousands of traders. Just a great way, perfect middle ground of pressure. You got to learn how to trade under pressure. You got to learn how to trade when you're risking something, but you don't want to risk thousands. And so it's just a perfect middle ground where you can learn how to day trade. And in the futures market, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ. Patterns are very similar to blue chips. If you look at Nvidia and the QQQ, or you can basically trade the SPY and Q price action. No PDT rule. Check it out. There's the link. Short penny stocks, shorting penny stocks always wins. Sure, but the problem is not shorting penny stocks, it's finding penny stocks to short. Like, shorters are typically the people loaning you the shares out in a short position are long-term investors, and the reason most penny stocks aren't available to short is because most penny stocks, long-term investors are not dumb. Most long-term investors are not going to hold penny stocks long-term. That's dumb. And so because of that, you almost have no penny stock shorts available. Personally, if I shut out 15K for FSD and was promised autonomous driving, wasn't it advertised as FSD, not autonomous driving? Yeah, I don't know, John. It has to do with your interest in what you've been watching. All right, chat. All right, chat. So the SPY at 534s. 534s. AMC's still right at $5 this year. Right at $5 this year. Shopify is up. We're in Shopify. I've been holding it. We're still red on it though. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, we're just kind of sitting here looking up business stuff, following people on Twitter. What's up, Beach Bomb? They've repeatedly hinted at getting level 5 certs. ETH at 3.9%, ripping highs. Yeah, ETH almost to 4K. You know, a lot of people are saying that the ETH ETF approval is imminent. Euro US dollar going down. RL. Yeah, do we have earnings today? I don't know. I'm checking it up. We got 30 minutes left until numbers drop. Yeah, we got Ralph Lauren, BJ's Wholesale, Medtronic, TD Bank, NetEase. Polestar reports before the open today. PSNY. So EV. Speaking of EVs. Yeah, man. I mean, isn't this a Volkswagen company? Oof. I gotta move my feet a little bit. Isn't this a Volkswagen company? Yeah, GPT's down some here. Down some. What's your thoughts on the unemployment claims? I don't know. I think higher than expected unemployment filings, jobless claims numbers is going to make the market react in a positive way. I think the market still fears inflation, and I think with yesterday's Fed minute report, a lot of people realize that the Fed's actually pretty hawkish still. They want to keep interest rates high. The only optimistic thing that we've seen over the last Fed meeting is them potentially slowing down quantitative tightening. And so there's a benefit to that for interest rates going down, because slowing QT down means that, means they're going to stop shrinking their balance sheet as much. And this will ultimately allow banks to maybe lower interest rates, but they'll probably keep them pretty high still. I don't think the Fed's going to cut rates anytime soon. So even if self-driving cars reduce accident fatality rates by 99%, people are still more scared of losing control. Yeah, they might be right now, but over time they'll adapt to it. That's human nature in general. AMC dipping down. It's under $5 now. It's at $4.99. No, Apex is only futures, Jay. On what, Polestar? Yeah, dude, man, like people, you know, I question people's investments. You know, I'm not trying to hate on anybody or like knock anybody. I've made some dumb investments in my life too, so I'm not really judging too much. But, you know, when you invest in something, guys, you know, you want to stray away from the mindset of like trying to find diamonds in the rough, right? Like, I get the thought process there, but it just doesn't work. It just simply doesn't work, man. You got people where their whole portfolio is these super speculative companies that are not established, that are very young, that are very hyped up and overextended on the upside. And people end up just buying these really hyped up companies. I'm not sure why. Like, Polestar is a good example of that. Like, why buy Polestar at all? You know, I just don't understand it. Most of these companies, again, I've said this, I've been a broken record about this. Most up and coming EV brands are going to fail. This includes Mullen, Polestar. This includes, Lucid, NKLA, whatever up and coming EV brand you can think of outside of maybe Tesla, Rivian, and again, maybe NIO. Maybe. That's a maybe. But a lot of these are going to fail. They simply do not have the customer base to succeed. And I've been saying this for a long time. Nobody wants them. You know, you could have all these cool EV companies, but nobody wants these cars. If somebody's going to spend 50 grand on a car, they're not going to buy some obscure brand that nobody's never heard of, or that nobody's ever heard of. They're not going to buy it. You know, they simply don't have the customer base to succeed. Outside of how cool the car is, how desired it is, or whatever. Or desired is different, but they don't have the customer base to succeed. And I think you have to think about it in that regard. You got to think about, like, I think what happens is people have small accounts. And so they think that they need to invest in these super small, speculative new companies. And you don't. Like, that's the worst idea. If you got a small account, the best thing you could do is not invest in these tiny penny stock crap companies because you're probably going to lose. The best thing to do is take small positions in healthy companies. That's the biggest account building thing that you can do. Right? But again, new traders get it wrong. They think that because their account's small, they have to buy these crap companies just to, like instead of buying real good, healthy companies, they buy super cheap, terrible companies for whatever reason. And they almost always lose. Just trade small. Like, buy a couple shares. Buy 2 shares of a blue chip. You're going to make more usually buying 2 shares of a blue chip than buying 200 shares of a penny stock. So you just got to be smart, guys. Understand the edge is poised to hurt your account. Or the edge is poised to not be there, I guess is a better way to put it. Interest rate sensitive Polestar, it's all about timing in the Fed. I think it's about customer bases. I think you have to ask yourself a couple genuine questions when you buy any company. What does the stock look like over the last year? First question. What does the stock look like long term? Those are the first 2 questions. The following questions should always be asked as well. What does their customer base look like? Is their customer base trending up or down? Is the niche big enough for this company to succeed? Basically, have they put a lot of money behind something that nobody wants to buy? Right? Think Peloton. Virtual reality rowing machines. Nobody wants to buy that. That's a terrible idea. BYND, Beyond Meat, lab-grown meat. Nobody really wants to buy that. And so that's the other question. Do people really want to buy this, or is it just hyped up from marketing? That's the real question. Following that, you got to look at the PE ratio. Once you've established it's a healthy long-term company, people want to buy it. It's used regularly. And it has extension on the downside, but a good long-term trend is usually this is my rule book for what I buy. Once that's established, and it has potential for future, strength. It's not obsolete. It's not a company that's going obsolete, that's trending down, all that good stuff. Once you identify that, then I would go to like PE ratios, extension, EPS on the year, like stuff like that. Then I start looking into fundamentals and health, like how healthy is this company? How much are they making? What does their EPS trend look like? What does their revenue trend look like? All that stuff. And then once you do that, you can find some good low PE companies that are down big over the last 6 months, that have really nice upward trends, that have solid chances of appreciating long term. You know, but again, if you buy mid caps or penny stocks, you're not going to find those companies. Those companies are going to be, you know, it's just a waste of time. So that's again, I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment. All that good stuff. But yeah, that's how I do it. And again, it works. My portfolio, I'm up thousands on the year. You know, doing this, thousands of dollars on the year, swing trading, investing in these companies. And it works for me, at least. Beyond Meat's a horrible company. It's a lab-grown meat company, but what they miss out on, the point that they miss, is that vegans are incredibly careful with what they eat. Most of them do not want to eat lab-grown meat. It's incredibly expensive, and they just simply don't have the customer base that they want, you know. So when you look at Beyond Meat, you know, there's a reason it went from hundreds of dollars down to $7 a share, because it just, nobody wants it. You know, you can't force people to buy lab-grown meat, and vegans, which is probably who they've targeted, are very health conscious. They're not going to eat this most of the time. You know, it's too new and kind of untested. Honestly, I've had Impossible tacos. They were pretty good. But it might have just been good seasoning on the tacos. I got it at Disney World. They were good. But again, I'm still not going to eat them. You know, I'm still not going to buy them. U.S. News Cars considers the 24 Polestar 2 to be an excellent value in the luxury electric car class. Sure, it can be a great value, but nobody's going to want to buy it. You know why? It's because there's a bunch of other more well-known and better status symbol. Like, people buy EVs regardless of what they say, mostly for the status symbol aspect of it. The status symbol aspect of it. That's why they buy Teslas. Status symbol for sure. Cybertruck status symbol. Yeah, they also buy them for the speed, but again, Polestar is gonna. I don't think it's 100% gonna fail. I think it's a risky bet, just a risky bet. I think most of these businesses are gonna struggle, and they just don't have enough people that want to buy them to succeed. Yeah, outside of Tesla, Rivian, I think most of the other ones are gonna fail most likely. Yeah, I mean, it can have the best ranked. It can have the best reviews, John. You know, I understand it might be a good car. I'm not saying it's not a good car at all. Like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that nobody wants to buy it. Yeah, Disney down to $100. I might start to buy some positions here. Oh, we got a poll already. Does jobless claims come in higher or lower than 220? All right, chat. We got 20 minutes till jobless claims come out. 20 minutes. We got about 800 people watching, so thanks so much. Bro, the Cybertrucks are cool looking, bro. My wife was one of those people that are like, oh, the Cybertruck's ugly. The Cybertruck's ugly. And then she saw one in person, and she was like, man, that's a cool looking car. So she changed her tune when she saw one in person. They're cool cars. They're certainly status symbols right now. And they turn heads, and that's what people want when they drive. That's what wealthy people want when they drive status symbols. They want it to turn heads. They want people to look at them. And I think the Cybertruck's very fast, has got good towing power, and it's just a cool car. Yeah, I mean, it just depends, Dr. Crypto. Most of the EVs are sold with a charging station at their house, so it depends on if you live in an apartment or not. But most people that own EVs are going to have a home where they can charge it in the garage, so they don't need a charging station. I don't have a job? Oh, sorry, man. All right, chat. A couple minutes until jobless claims. Look at the SPY breaking highs again still, up to 534s. Here, chat, 534s. I'm in the SPY as well. You know, we ended up losing some money on the SPY yesterday trying to day trade the chop. We've mostly made it back on this investment. I'm just going to go ahead and cut some of it here at these highs before the jobless claims data comes out. Yeah, so not too bad. AMC still under $5. Yeah, NASDAQ's about to break lifetime highs as well. Jobless claims are expected at 220K. They drop at 830. I think the market fears inflation as well. So I think the market is going to be, yeah, so NASDAQ about to break 19,000 here, chat. Look at the NASDAQ, the NQ. About to break 19K. Wow. Almost up to 19K. Let's see if it holds. Again, Nvidia still at 1013s. How are you buying positions before the market opens? Because it's not like, because so markets, guys, are open in pre-market. This is called pre-market right now. I can buy stuff in pre-market. I just have to use limit orders. All right, chat. All right, chat. We're up to 19K on the NASDAQ here. 19K. The 500 ETF is like the Corvette of stocks. I think they're planning to drive the market. When the report hits, they keep pushing it higher. I mean, they're not doing anything. The market's pushing it higher. You know, you got to stop looking at the market like there's some big shadowy figure trying to hurt you. You know, again, I think that mindset's not good for profits. Blaming every wrong prediction, every wrong thing on some shadowy figure that just wanted to punish you. It's just not a good mindset to have. You got to look at the market like something like, again, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. If you find yourself betting against the market long term, like against blue chips, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the biggest index funds, if you find yourself betting against those long term, somewhere you've been misled about markets, guys. Somewhere you've been misled. Markets are going to go up long term. That's what they do. That's what all markets have done. That's what the S&P has done for a century, you know. And I'm sure people in 1940, 50 were saying, "Oh, the market's too high," you know. But the market's going to go up long term. And so you can either play that edge and take advantage of that edge, or you can bet against every top it makes and get upset when it breaks highs. I'm going to try to go with the first. I meant market makers. Yeah, I mean, market makers will try to stop you out and do stuff like that short term, but long term, they can't touch you. Hey, what's up, Kimberly? Ollie says, remember even Nvidia can go down. Remember that day it went down 10%? Yeah, I mean, sure. Anything can go up or down big at any specific day. We're talking about long-term edge. BT, do you ever consider looking for mods for your streams? No. I'm not going to make anybody new a mod. And no offense to you, Saeed, but you're way too new. And there's just too great of a likelihood that people are undercover trolls trying to be weird or hate on the channel. So, yeah, I'm just not going to make, you or anybody a mod anytime soon. I only got one mod that really works for the channel. And I just don't need any more. It's just unnecessary to give people permissions. Hope you understand. All right, chat. We got 12 minutes left. We got about 900 people watching here. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Undercover troll. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many trolls there are that just kind of sit around. You got to wonder what makes people that obsessed. It's unhealthy, bro. It's unhealthy. It's like we put the lotion on the skin. Unhealthy. But people justify it in their head. And I mean, listen, get whatever therapy you want here, I guess. But all right, guys, we got a little mini pullback. So the NASDAQ went up to 18,999.75. So it went 25 cents under 19,000. Almost broke it. About 10 shares of GameStop. Yeah, GameStop's been pretty slow. Jobless claims, again, I think the market wants higher claims, although I'm not 100% sure. But I think the market probably wants higher than expected jobless claims numbers. Bad economic data sends the market up. Well, it's because the market fears inflation. I think people have a very narrow-minded view of economics, right? So they think that like a strong economy is always great, and it's not. If the economy is too strong, what's the consequence? Is inflation is the consequence. If people are spending too much, businesses continue to raise prices because spending is so abundant. And so in that regard, a super high spending economy is not always good, and the Fed's job by being hawkish and keeping interest rates high is to discourage that spending. And so by keeping interest rates high, the Federal Reserve pushes spending down, because if people are paying more money in mortgage interest and in auto financing and lending in general interest, they have less money to spend. And so spending decreases as interest rates remain high, is the logic of it, at least, right? And with that like concept in mind, jobless claims tells you how many people are working and how many people are spending, and higher jobless claims signals less people working and in turn less people spending, which might be seen as an optimistic, positive thing by the Fed, who is still keeping interest rates high, and we still have inflation worries. So I think that's the logic we got to look at this jobless claims report under. Although again, I don't know for sure. Jobless claims is a weekly report, and so anything can happen. It can say the market might want higher claims, they might want lower claims. Again, anything can happen. Yeah, but I mean, the jobs market is strong. So even if claims come in higher than expected, it's not like the labor market is weak. Unemployment's under 4%. Payroll numbers have been super high. So it's not like the labor market is weak at all. You know, if anything, it's been too strong, and it's caused inflation to spike over the last few years since the QE that they did in 2020, and the low interest rates that we got in 2020. So it's caused people to spend a lot, and inflation spiked. And so the Fed's job right now is to keep it under control. And so that's what they're trying to do with keeping interest rates high. That's why they keep interest rates high. If they want to stimulate spending, if they want more spending, say we're at risk for a recession like 2020 or 2008, they do the opposite. So the NASDAQ just broke 19,000 for the first time. It just hit $19,003. NASDAQ broke 19K. But yeah, if the Fed wants to stimulate spending in times of economic risks like 2008, like 2008, like 2020 and the pandemic, the Fed will bring interest rates down, because when interest rates are low, people spend more, they get more loans, the economy grows. But again, the consequence of that is inflation. And so they can either just basically raise or cut, which is the more standard thing. They can raise the federal funds rate, which is short term, and eventually it trickles into long-term rates. They can do that. Or, they can cut rates, which brings interest rates down. Short-term rates, eventually it trickles into long-term rates. They can rate hike. They can hike rates, which raise interest rates, and that is to curb inflation from too much spending. But more desperate measures are QE and QT, quantitative easing, which is the Fed expanding their balance sheet, buying up a bunch of bonds and injecting liquidity, and this allows banks to lower interest rates to consumers, but it's a more desperate measure. And the same thing with quantitative tightening, which is basically they stop expanding their balance sheet, they let their current holdings mature and run off. This takes liquidity away and causes banks to potentially keep interest rates high. And again, now they're talking about slowing QT down in the next month. So they're talking about slowing QT down, which is a more dovish sign. Maybe means interest rates could start to creep lower, but we don't know for sure, and it's not a perfect science. So anyways, we got 6 minutes, chat, 6 minutes. Do you think this mentality will cause the market to rip up even if we get losing GDP? Potentially. We don't know for sure. I still think we want strong GDP, but yeah, I don't know. It's super nuanced and varies a lot. Do you think recent data shows signs of hard landing? No. So you basically mean a recession? No. I don't think we're going to hit a recession right now. I think the economy is the opposite, risks, which is it's a little too strong, and inflation is the more important thing to the inflation is the priority, not recession, worries. Because again, we're just not in a recession right now. And every time I say this, you get like people that are usually biased politically, like, oh, they changed the definition or whatever. That's years and years ago. We're talking about the current economy. Like right now, we're definitely not in a recession. Unemployment's low. Spending is high. Jobs are strong. It's not signs of a recession. And again, some people might say stagflation, which the characteristics of stagflation are high unemployment yet high inflation, right? It's called stagflation. It's usually the precursor to, economic woes. But again, I don't think we're in stagflation as well. Unemployment's low for the most part. It's been under 4% for a while. I hope it's later more, but I don't know for sure when we're going to cut rates. I hope it's long. I hope it's important that we get inflation under control first. Inflation is the big risk. Inflation can spiral out of control really, really, really fast. And so if we don't make that the priority and keep interest rates high, inflation can get really bad really quickly. And again, prices have gone up so much in the last 5 years. And prices, the best we can do is slow inflation down. Very rarely will prices actually go down. And I say this every day, but prices don't go down like that. They slow down. And so we can't deal with more high prices because once they go up, it's a slippery slope. It's hard to get them to go back down. And so I think the priority one should be inflation. And so what does that mean? Let's be hawkish. Let's keep the interest rates high. I don't even think we should slow QT down personally, but the longer we keep interest rates high and the more we do QT, the bigger at risk we are for recessions and stuff like that. But again, I don't think we're there either, so I think it's okay, but it's divisive in nature. All right, guys, we got 3 minutes. Chat, 3 minutes. We got 1,200 people here live. I'm going to throw this in sub-only mode. I would love to hit, I'm pretty close to hitting 140,000 subscribers, chat. We're pretty close to hitting 140K. We need like 220 subs. So come on now, guys. Hit that sub button. Hit the notification bell. NASDAQ up to 19.005 thousand. Let's see if it continues up. NASDAQ's ripping. Why is Powell afraid to raise rates? I'm pretty sure he's afraid of causing inflation. Hidden in the wires. I don't think you necessarily understand it, brother. No offense to you. Nvidia pushing up pre-market. Yeah, so Nvidia is up to 10/16. The NASDAQ has broken lifetime highs. All right, chat. We're up to 19.005 here. We got 1 minute left, chat. 1 minute left. Here we go. 1 minute left. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream here, team. I appreciate it. We got manufacturing and services PMI today as well. So again, 2 minutes. Jobless claims, building permits. Building permits are out there at 1.44 million. We got the Chicago Fed National Activity Index as well. But jobless claims expected at 220K. We got about 50 seconds left here, chat. 50 seconds. Let's do this. Hopefully we get some good numbers here for jobless claims. All right, 40 seconds left. All right, 220,000. Again, we'll see how the market responds. Here's the NASDAQ, the SPY, and Nvidia charts. Alright, guys. So this timer's a little bit early, so we still got 4 seconds left. Alright, so here we go, guys. And the numbers are going to drop right meow. Let's see if it works. Alright, so Chicago National Fed Activity Index came in at minus 2.3. Jobless claims 215, lower than expected, chat. Lower than expected. 215 versus 220 expected for jobless claims. Again, lower than expected. 215 versus 220 expected here for jobless claims. So we did get lower than expected jobless claims numbers, and the market has initially decreased here. The SPY is down. The NASDAQ is down from this report. Again, lower means more economic growth. So this signals more economic growth, but the market has fallen down a little bit. So we get lower than expected, 215 versus 220. We still have the Chicago Activity Index. Or no, I'm sorry. We still have PMI data coming out later this morning. But jobless claims, again, 215 versus 220. We'll put this up on screen. Again, this signals less people filing for unemployment and ultimately more economic growth is what this signals. So again, we'll see how the market responds. We're at 534s right now. The NASDAQ's right back up to highs here. So NASDAQ just broke highs again. It's at 19.000 or $19,010. SPY moving back up here, chat. Nvidia moving up a little bit as well. So maybe the market wants economic growth now. I don't know. Again, it varies a lot. You never really know what the market's going to do or how it's going to respond. Yeah, I mean, hidden. So Powell, you said something like, what did you say? You just made me not know if you understood the economic structure of things. You said, why is Powell afraid to raise rates? Pretty sure he's afraid of causing inflation, right? So the reason the Fed raises rates is to combat inflation. Like, so the Fed will be more hawkish, which means they're more likely to raise rates. They're more fearing of inflation, as if they're hawkish, which keeps interest rates high and discourages spending, which in turn causes people to spend less, and prices eventually can slow down. But yeah, you might. Again, I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying if Powell feared inflation, he's going to be more hawkish, not less hawkish. Nasdaq up to 19.11 thousand, 19.011. Yeah, all good. Yeah, Nvidia up there to 1018s here, Chad. Market's pretty sideways from this report, though. Listen, guys, we got 1,500 people watching right now. 1,500. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, guys. Help me hit 140K. We're very close. We're very close. We need about 200 subs left, and so we're so close. Honestly, we've been growing crazy. We've grown by over 5,000 subs in the last 28 days, close to 6,000 subs this month. So in the last 30 days. So shout out to you all. Love you all, guys. Appreciate the love and support. Thanks so much. Yeah, Nasdaq is up there. Intel bouncing back some here as well. We're nice and green on our portfolio today. You know, I bought Target a couple days ago. I wonder what Target's gonna do. I've already taken some profit off of it. All right, Chad, look at the Nasdaq rip up over highs. Got up to 19.4s or 19.14s. So the Fed was hawkish yesterday, and now this report shows economic growth. Yeah, market is coming down. I don't think it's that easy. You know, I just don't think it's that easy, brother. I think that just because, again, jobless claims is a weekly filing on unemployment. So it's a weekly filing. And so there's a lot more to the market than just the jobless claims report. We got manufacturing PMI data, so strength or weakness in the manufacturing sector dropping later today. Yeah, I don't think jobless claims is influential enough to do that. So it's just not that easy, I guess. Anyways, guys, remember the Apex sale ends tomorrow, or ends in a couple hours. I'm pretty sure you can still get the Apex. So for the time being, up until the next couple hours, let me see. Yeah, so for the next, okay, actually, so we have 15 hours. For the next 15 hours, you can get the Apex 250K challenge for only $18, 18 bucks, roughly. And again, Apex is a great way to learn day trading. If you want to day trade, do not put up thousands of dollars yourself trying to risk your own money. Instead, most day traders lose. And so if you put up 2K, 3K, 4K, you're going to lose most of that, if not all of that, quickly, usually, because most day traders lose money. It makes no sense to learn with your own money like that. Instead, risk a funded account program. Instead, the base funded account program on Apex is $25K. For the time being, for the next few hours, you can get the 250K challenge for only $18, roughly $18 after tax. And so it's very cheap. And again, if you pass that test, they fund you 250K with a 90% split. If you lose, you're out 18 bucks. It's not the end of the world. It teaches you how to trade under pressure. In the futures market, there's no PDT rule. You can day trade, short, buy market, sell market, all that good stuff. No PDT restrictions. And Apex pays out millions. They've paid out over 100 million to their traders. They fund thousands of traders. It's just the best of both worlds. It's limited risk. If you lose, you're out roughly 18 bucks. Very small risk, much better than putting up thousands and risking that. But if you pass it, you get 250K in funding with a 90% split. Again, there's only you got to make about, I think you got to make 15,000 without losing 6,500. And so it's pretty cheap. Great way to learn how to day trade. And if you pass it, and if you want to get started for a cheaper amount, if you pass it, you know, you can get started for pretty cheap here. Understand they're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased in their favor because they pay me money. I might be wrong about anything I say. I do trade off stream. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, all that good stuff. Not an investment professional. Top 3 worst trader of all time in the world right now. Don't sue me. But here's the link. Check it out if you want to help us. We did get a big donation. It's, I don't know how much this is. Let me see. Okay, so that's $20. Hey, thanks so much for the $20 donation. He said, keep up the great work. I'm counting on you to get the data reports for all my trades. Your friend from Dubai. Hey, thanks so much, Kareem. I appreciate it, brother. Thanks so much, I used to have a really good friend named Kareem. He passed away, unfortunately. But hey, thanks so much, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. That's a big donation. I'll do my best. Definitely top 3 worst trader of all time ever in the world. Hey, chat. Carol and I have 2 opposing views on this. So my kid's teacher, we're trying to give her like a little bit of, so my son's teacher, she did a great job dealing with my son all year. She really helped us a lot. And so we're going to give her a card, and my wife wants to give her some cash, right? I told my wife it's better to give her a gift card. Like cash, you know, not only will it might look lazy, but it also might seem a little off. No? Is that wrong? Or should we give teachers cash? Is the school going to judge us if we give the teacher cash?
Well, no, my thought is in the card, I would basically want to say, like, look, I hope you know, maybe get yourself a spa, like a well-deserved spa day with the money, or like to do whatever she wants, or to do something to treat herself.
Cash is weird. Gift card. Gift card away. Gift card. Here, Syed, stop saying it over and over again. It's hard to judge how many people are saying it. Gift card, you never give cash. Absolutely, gift card. Yeah, give them a gift card for sure. That was my stance as well. Cash is kind of off. You can give them a Visa gift card even, and or like, you know, but giving them cash is weird. All right, love you. Yeah, I thought giving them cash was weird too. That's what I was telling her when I had it muted. I was like, giving her cash, you know, that's off. Give her a gift card, you know. Give her a Target gift card or a Walmart gift card or something. She did. Carol wants to bless people. Like, look. Again, I'll say it again. I truly believe you get what you put out there in the world. I think if you put out negativity and hatefulness, you're going to get that back tenfold. But if you put out good stuff and you bless people and you give people stuff, I think you get it back, man. I think the universe tends to unfold as it should in a lot of ways. And I think you got a lot of people that are just mean and hateful and just terrible people. And then they wonder why their life sucks. And it's just because you're being terrible to people, you know? Just try to be good in everything you do, and I think you're going to get it back in life. So Carol, it's not bad intention. Like, Carol wants to bless people. She wants to be nice. But I just don't want it to come across wrong. I mean, I'm sure the teacher would probably rather cash, but I think it gives the wrong impression. Apple. We're at 191.30s here, 191.30s. Intel up to 31.60s. AMC at 498s. Shopify at 59.20s. Yeah, that's probably true. No, I'm the one that was trying to talk Carol out of it. I was like, yo, don't do it. Carol was like, Carol and I were like, I was like, no, don't do that. It's weird. She was like, no, it'll help him. I'm like, no, don't do it. She's like, no, I think it's good. And I was like, okay, let me ask my chat. You know, because y'all are like my own AI. And of course, y'all agreed with me, which is the right answer, which is cash is weird to give a teacher. All right, guys, market's flat. Since this report kind of going up and down and up and down, not really going anywhere. Nvidia consolidating over 1015s. Well, no, Kentucky Blue, it was more than that. She was trying to give him more than that. She was trying to give him twice that much. you know. And that's why I was like, you can give her that much. Like, I'm for blessing her in that way because she did, you know, she helped out a lot with my son in terms of just dealing with it. My son has like ADHD. He's really smart, but he's kind of, you know, he can be exhausting. So, but yeah. GPT 4.1. Wifey is wrong to the couch, buddy. She'll go to the couch, not me. Nah. Carol and I get along good, man. We got a good relationship. Carol and I have been together for 14 years? 14 years, man. All right, guys. Shopify bouncing back up. Let's see if it holds. I'm still green on the day nicely here. Apple's up a lot, too. Congrats on the union. Yeah. Yeah, Carol's a good wife. Definitely one of my top 3 wives ever. But pretty good, you know. Yeah, I mean, with romantic partners, man, it's all about finding somebody that actually wants to be with you and likes you for you. A lot of people build marriages on money or, you know, a lot of stuff. You just got to find somebody that you mesh well with. Like Carol and I can sit at home and hang out and be happy, you know, and that's not everybody. It also, to be completely honest, it also has to do with like friends. Like, you got to have the right friends for a relationship to work. If you've got the wrong friends, like if your friends or their friends are sitting there trying to like always go out to the clubs, drinking or whatever, typically those don't last because again, they just don't last. That's a single person place, and Carol can do whatever she wants to do, right? And so can I, but like, you got to find people that have your own priorities. And I think that's hard to do for a lot of people. And I think especially like young people nowadays, I think it's tough. I think a lot of young people just, you know, but yeah. Yeah, definitely top 3 hobbies in the world. Relationship advice better than your stock tips. Yeah, Syed, stop arguing or talking about people's trading styles, brother. Just let them trade however they want to trade, dude. Let's not start drama. Come on now, bro. What is the Nvidia split? So it's enacted June 6th, I believe. So it's enacted June 6th, I believe. So again, we still got time, but yeah. I think it's manufacturing and services PMI, but I'm not so it's services, manufacturing PMI data 945. So it's the flash. And we also have global composite PMI. We also have new home sales. Sorry, I'm building up the stream. We got the unemployment report out, jobs data. Again, we got manufacturing and services PMI coming live. All right, chat. So we get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. All right, we got our stream ready. Neo outlook. I think Neo has got good and bad things about it. So I think it's got good and bad things. Apple almost up to highs again. Shopify ripping back up as well here. We're in Shopify still. We're up nicely today. Any ideas on AMD? I don't know. I sold my AMD trade a couple days ago. Yesterday, maybe. And AMD ripped up too, so I missed out on a little bit more of a gain, but I made enough on it short term to justify the trade. Market is at an all-time high, and I'm worried it might crash. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon. Yeah, but to be honest, man, look. This is something that I think people take a very hard time to get to understand the nature of these big banks and hedge funds that act this way, and these analysts that act this way. All right, so let me give you guys an understanding here. Guess who was bearish? Right here. Guess who was bearish? Any guesses? Big banks were bearish right there. A lot of media being pushed out about how the market was going to crash, where recession was going to hit, the market was going to turn, everything was doom and gloom into the world. You know who was putting it out there? The big banks were. You know who ended up missing out on this big run? Market did 23% last year. Retail traders missed out on it. A lot of them. You know who made money on it? Any guesses? JP Morgan, big banks, and so you got to take what they say with a grain of salt. They can say the market's about to crash or whatever, and it might be music to your ears if you want the market to crash or whatever it is, but doesn't mean we're going to. We might correct, we might pull back, and to a certain extent, I think corrections and pullbacks are healthy right now. I think we're up a lot. I think if we want to hold these gains, we got to pull back some. We can't just go straight up. But as I always tell you guys, the big edge is on the upside long term. And so I'm going to keep trying to play that edge. Certainly possible. But a lot of people don't understand the nature of this. A lot of people people get, I'm not going to say people are gullible, but people get wrapped up in these short biased mentalities long term in markets, and it's a terrible mentality. It's the biggest sucker bet you could ever get in, guys. Like, I get it. You see the big short, you want to be contrarian, you got a bunch of people telling you the market's going to crash. Bro, like, if I could, it's going to take multiple hands for me to count how many YouTube stock market gurus told people the market was about to crash right here. And a lot of them told it market was about to crash here, market was about to crash here. A lot of these big time YouTubers that you guys watch are literally telling you the market's going to crash every 2-3 weeks because it gets clicks, it gets hits, it gets views. So they're putting that out there. Oh, the market's going to crash, guys, be careful. And then when it doesn't, you think they say, hey, I was wrong. guys. Of course not. When they're wrong, what they end up doing is they start calling every minor baby pullback a crash. You know, they might have told you the crash was going to happen all back here. And then when this happens, they say, see, I told you. You know, it's like, dude, we're still way above where you told us we were going to crash. And so you got to be resilient to that, chat. The biggest edge is on the upside long term using a century of market data. And so you can either play that edge or you can get stuck trying to call the tops and be in the next Michael Burry. You know, do whatever you want to do, but be smart. Understand where people are trying to manipulate you, and you shouldn't like to be manipulated. Anyways. Nvidia at 10.15s. Investing is way better. P. Way better. It's also an election year. Anybody that understands the edge in election years knows, like, this is a year the market's probably going to move up. Being bullish also gets views. Yeah, but the bulls have been right. You know? Like people can say whatever they want about me. And like they really can, and they do, of course. But one thing they can't say is that I've been wrong about the long-term direction of the market here. You know, during this big correction, I was buying up stuff left and right. I was telling people the market didn't have to crash and that the biggest edge was on the upside, just like I'm doing now, right? And so in hindsight, I've been correct. You know, again, same thing with a lot of my stock trades. Think about the trades I've told you guys I was getting involved with. All right, even if we look at the last week or two, let's look at the last week or two. Remember, I bought up Alibaba, nicely green on that one. I bought up Boeing after all the crazy bad news, nicely green on that one. I bought up CVS, I'm nicely green on that one. I bought up, what else did I buy up? I bought up Intel. I'm green on that one now, even though I'm probably red overall in that position, but that's okay. What else did I buy? I bought up Roblox. I'm nicely green on that. My average price is 27s. I bought up Target. I'm nicely green on that. I bought Target 2 days ago. I bought up Uber. I'm nicely green on that one as well. And so we've been correct about most of these trades that we've been getting in. And so, and I think it's important to, like, regardless of what you want to happen, you got to look at what works and what doesn't. And people telling you the crash is going to happen every other week. Again, the real reason they do this is, and I believe that sometimes they genuinely think the market's going to crash from a lack of understanding about, like, election years and economics and market cycles in general. I think a lot of them come from short-term day trading. A lot of them are day trading guru mentors that sell courses on day trading, right? And so I think if you transition from that to this, right, to looking at markets long term, I think if you transition from that, you might be short biased, because again, that's kind of what you're used to doing. If you're used to shorting stocks intraday, you might be like your bearish mentality might move over to long term investing in economics. But again, it's different, you know. So a lot of these day trading gurus are now telling people the market's going to crash every other week to justify it, and they've been wrong. They've just been wrong. They've been doing this for years. So just again, I'm not trying to be a broken record. I'm trying to make people actually think for themselves instead of trying to listen to some guru online. You know, look at the actual charts. Yeah, I mean, 2008, the average person lost thousands because they got nervous and sold. And then 2008, the market actually bounced back very quickly after 08. So, like, look, market dumped in 2008. By 2010, 2011, we were right back up to where we were. You know, so the people who lost the most, by 2013, we were higher than where we were before. And so the people that lost the most, again, generally what happens in market crashes, the people who lose the most are the people that get scared and sell. It depends on how early, of course. It really truly depends on how early you sell. If you get out early enough, those are the biggest winners. But the people who lose the most in crashes are people who get emotional and sell. That's the reality of it. And I'm not telling you what to do. In some reasons, it might be good. If you don't have that much time and you need your money, I think sometimes the good move is to sell, regardless of how much you lose. But if you've got time heals a lot of wounds in markets. And generally, if you wait at least 5 years, the markets are going to be back up running, breaking highs or whatever. Sometimes they're a little longer than that, but most of the time, that's what happens. AMD up to almost 172. Shopify at 59.40s. Nasdaq's finally coming down a little bit. Yeah, my best trades are trades in which people were making fun of me for buying them and that we were down a lot. Again, I bought Disney, chat, here. I bought Disney down here when everybody was making fun of it, saying people were saying it was going to go to the 40s and 50s. They were making fun of it. They were telling me I was dumb for buying it. And then again, silence as we went up. Silence as we went up. Again, crickets. So many people were hating on Disney, telling me it was going to hit 50s or lower when I was buying it up down here. And again, as it ripped higher, crickets. Just silence. People were telling me Snapchat was a bad buy when I bought Snapchat at 7 and 8s. It's at 16s right now. I'm still in Snapchat, by the way, as well. My average price is 1090s. This is a newer position. But again, same concept. My idea with Snapchat is like, look, I've got a 14-year-old. I don't let her use social media, but she wants to use Snapchat, which tells me something about Snapchat's use case. Young people use it. They want to use it. It's got hundreds of millions of daily active users. And so, yeah, if it's cheap, I'm going to buy the dip and try to catch a bounce. And we did. Again, it's at almost 16s. We're at 10s. We're up, pretty good percentages there. I'm up like 50% or so. I'm at the high 10s, but we're still up about 50%. I did the same thing with Netflix. My favorite example of this trade, and this isn't one that really people made fun of, but if we look at Netflix, one of the events that made me start buying stuff up like this, like when I got the idea for this trading strategy, was actually back here in 2021 after Netflix had this terrible reaction to earnings, freaking horrible reaction. It went from $700 down to $150 within like 6 months. Terrible. What I did originally, I have to go back and look at what I did, but I ended up buying this dip and riding it back very quickly. It dropped like 10% from earnings. I ended up buying this dip and riding it back pretty quickly. Or maybe that was the bear year. Maybe that wasn't the earnings case I'm thinking about. I'm trying to think about when I did this. It might not have been this moment. It might have been here. No. I think it was actually here. So what I usually do is I look for earnings to come out. And if a stock drops, like Netflix dropped 20% with mixed results, mixed guidance. I bought the dip. I made like 20%, I remember, very quickly in it. But this is what gave me the idea. And I started to buy Netflix. And so again, like, look, Target. We did the same thing with Target. Recently, we did the same thing with Target. So again, Target had gotten destroyed and was down to basically $100 a share. And again, I said, hey, every time I go to Target, it's packed. I'm spending money there for sure. And it's always hard to find parking. Those three things makes Targets not as weak as people say it is. And so when it dipped down to $100, roughly around $100, I bought the dip, rode it back up to 180. Recently bought it again on this pullback, and I'm green on that position now too. And so, I don't care about anything else, whether there's value, except for if there's value or not. That's what I'm really targeting is there value here? If there is, great. If there's not, all good. I'm just gonna move on. I don't try to buy up super unknown, new. Like the other logic you have to use is how new is this company? Like growth companies are great. Everybody wants to get that crazy hit it out the ballpark trade where they're buying up something that 50x's or whatever. And I get it. That's going to be almost impossible to find on a regular basis with any significant edge. I think it's more important to just find good value. And so when I look at that, I'm looking at legacy companies that have been around a long time, that make good money, that have good EPS trends and graphs. Those are the companies I target. And again, on this account, I'm up thousands on the year, at least in unrealized. I'm pretty sure I'm green in realized trades as well, but I have to go check so far this year in 2024. And so for me, it works, right? But I can't guarantee it's going to work for anybody else. This is just my own system. And again, I've found it to be really accurate. I've told people this system before, so I'll give you guys the breakdown. Travis says, how big of a jump do you look for before getting in? Again, I'm going to preface this with like, look, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. I might have no idea what I'm talking about. Might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Do not copy me. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. Not even claiming to be profitable or a good trader. Anything like that. Understand CFTC 4.41. All that good stuff. So with that said, though, this is basically the logic I use. I'm pretty sure I've said it a couple times here, but I'll say it again. It's all good. What I try to do is I look for blue chip companies. They need to be like Amazon, Apple, Walmart, Target, Disney, companies that I know and understand, right? I'm looking for companies that have deep overreactions short term. A lot of the time these are earnings. So if a healthy company drops 20% from earnings, and it's like a company that I think is going to be around for a long time, I think makes a lot of money, the logic that I use is I will buy that dip if it fits my conditions. Like I'm looking for decent PE ratios, good EPS trends, good revenue trends, good guidance, even if it's mixed guidance and mixed results. If the stock has an overreaction to these earnings, I'm usually there to buy it up and take that risk. And the accuracy's been pretty good. Again, I did it with Airbnb, Boeing, Alibaba, CVS. I did it with Home Depot. I'm trying it on Intel right now, although I'm still red on Intel. Roblox. Did it on Snapchat. Did it on a lot of these companies that just drop and have these big overreactions in stocks. I think the biggest misconception people see is they see when a stock is gapping down a significant amount, they say, oh, look how weak it is. Right? I think there might be value after those big gap downs, because I think a lot of the time, especially with earnings, there's simply overreactions that don't hold. So most of the time, if something gaps down big, I did this with AMD recently. I think it was AMD. I also did it with Meta, I'm pretty sure. But like if I look at this, was it AMD or was it something else? I'm trying to think of what it was. Here's a 20-day chart. Yeah, maybe it was it might have been right there. I know I did it with Meta. And so Meta recently had earnings. And after earnings, they dropped down significantly. Yeah, so here it is. Was a 20-day chart. I need a little bit longer. All right, here, this will work. So yeah, after Meta's earnings, Meta ended up dropping actually down under $400 for a small period of time afterwards. So Meta dropped, again, overreaction. Meta dropped from $500 down to under $400. So it dropped 20% plus for a small period of time after their earnings report. I ended up buying Meta down here and riding it back and selling it in the 460s, if I remember correctly. And so, perfect example of what I'm talking about. Blue chip company, it's Meta, makes a lot of money, good EPS trends, good revenue trends, low PE ratio, drops 20% plus from earnings. I'm usually there to buy the dip. My average price was 412s roughly. I sold it a couple days ago. Average price was 412s. Rode it up to 460s. And so this is a good example. Deep overreaction, blue chip company, low PE ratio, mixed results. I think Meta actually had pretty good results as well. And so good results, dropping 20%, not the most sensible thing. Low PE ratio, high chance of a bounce back. And so I could buy that up. And if I'm wrong, I'll sit on it long term. Meta's going to go up long term most likely. And so even if I'm wrong short term, I can usually be right long term. So the edge is, it's a double threat at least. Like if I'm wrong short term, I can usually average into it a little bit more if I want, if I really believe in the company, and just hold it long term. And so that way it's, my risk is just less. So I hope that makes sense. But again, not telling you to copy me, all that stuff. Mike says, hey, thanks so much for the $10 dono. He said, I did it when Roblox had the weird news and gaps on one of my best trades. Yeah, for sure. you're going to find a lot of these too. Earnings season is one of my favorite points in time because there's just a lot of these type of trades that I can find. And so a lot of the time I'll buy up in earnings season and then cut it afterwards, you know. You got to be patient though. The easiest way to look at it, or the best aspect of this system that I have, is you have to be patient. You have to be willing to sit on some stuff for a little while. Like, I'll buy something, and if it drops like significantly after I buy it, sure, I'll cut it, I'll sell it. But if we drop just a little bit after I buy it, I'll just wait. Usually time, you know, is giving me an edge there. So if I wait long enough, I can usually eventually get into the green. Eventually, you know. 4-day weekend? Is it a 4-day weekend? Wait, is tomorrow a holiday? No, I think Monday's a holiday. Yeah, so I think Memorial Day is Monday, right? Yeah, so Memorial Day is on the 27th. So it's so the futures market is actually open Monday, but everything else is closed. All right, guys, we got about 12 minutes left. 12 minutes. Hey, thanks, Maria. Good morning. Yeah, we'll see what my portfolio does here. All right, guys. SPY dipping down a little bit. Speaking of dips, SPY down to 533.40s. Nasdaq's been breaking highs all morning. Nasdaq down under 19K. Held above it for a long time. Nvidia's still over 1,000. All right, guys, so Nasdaq's still dumping here. Let's see if it hits the 200 EMA and we get a bounce. The SPY's right around that level now. Again, I was holding an overnight swing trade on the SPY. I don't know if I made my money back. I don't think I did, but I made most of it back. Yeah, Starbucks, after earnings, it dumped heavy, low PE ratio. A lot of people were talking about a bounce back, and bounce back it did. You know, same concept, same strategy. I didn't actually take advantage of this one. But, like, look at Starbucks. Same concept. Good earnings. Massive pullback from $90 down to 72s. Again, you got to be patient though. Originally it dipped, it kept dipping down to 71s. A lot of people got emotional and sold right here. But again, you got to be patient. You got to be willing to hold it a little while. And people that were patient had a huge bounce back percentage-wise short term. So, same concept. All right, we're going to get ready to day trade here, chat. I think we made money yesterday. Yeah, we did. Okay, good. So we made some money yesterday. I think we made like $300 or $400 bucks. Let me look on my TradeEvade funded account. Yeah, we netted like 240s. We ended up grossing about 300 even. I forgot about that. Yeah, so not too shabby there. All right. When does the rollover happen? I feel like we've been on this one for a while, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we got PMI data in about 25 minutes, or about 20 minutes. Or about 30 minutes, actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, 30 minutes. Tomorrow we have durable good orders also, I believe. So yeah, tomorrow we've got durable good orders. It's not a crazy big release, but it's somewhat relevant to inflation, Michigan consumer expectations, and sentiment as well. Let me see if ChatGPT's back up. Hey. Oh no. Okay. You letting her out? Okay, just close all the bathroom doors and close our bedroom door. Also close the gate. Alright, love you. Is PMI significant? It's significant. It's not crazy big though. This isn't the ISM PMI data as well, so it's not the big. I'm gonna buy this dip though. It's not the ISM data. The ISM PMI is probably a little bit more influential of a release. This one's smaller. I'm trying to be patient here and see if we get a little bounce, but we have been trending down for a little minute. We're up 15, 20, 30. All right, so we're gonna scalp the little $30 in profit there. Try to build up a cushion on the day that we could trade with. All right, guys, 30 minutes. Yeah, we got roughly 30 minutes, a little bit less than that. It's all right. Good PE ratio. The lower, the better. So you want something under 50 right now, preferably. Under 50 is not necessarily good. Once you get to like 15, 20, that's considered good. So it really just depends on the stock, the company, dividends. Like, there's a lot of considerations there. Just look it up. There's some good info. GameStop up a little bit today. So is AMC. AMC over $5. Nvidia still holding over 1,000 too, so that's good news. All right, chat. So we're going to be day trading again. All right, so we do have a little pullback here, cracking lows of markets. It's a risky buy here, but I'm going to buy it up, see if we get a retracement back up. Yeah, I'm catching a breakdown here. It's all good. We're almost flat. It's too risky. We're going to have to cut it. Kind of chopping back and forth, red, green today. We ended up making a good bit of money yesterday. We're going to try to let this one stabilize. Alright, so we're going to buy it right here, and then maybe add it to this level here. So 2 contracts. Yeah, Saeed, we're going to put you in timeout, bro. You just kind of keep doing the same thing, which is trying to instigate drama here. So sorry, brother, but we're going to have to put you in timeout for a little while, man. Alright, we're green a little bit on the trade now. Let's see if we can catch a bounce that we're looking for. We're pulling back to a major support level. That's why I'm trying to buy this dip. It's a futures trade, so again, this is day trading futures. You can see it's very similar to day trading stocks. There's no PDT rule in futures either, so I could day trade short, buy market, sell market. Very similar to getting exposure to day trading stocks. There's just no PDT rule in futures. Great way to learn how to trade. This is a $50,000 funded account on Apex. And again, Apex gives you a demo. They test your skill with a demo account first. If you can pass the test with a demo, again, I passed the test with the demo. They funded me $50K. I got a 90% split on this account, and they've paid out over $100 million. It's a great way to learn how to day trade. Although again, they're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased because they pay me money, and so they pay me money. I'm biased, just like most people would be. But again, understand CFTC 4.41. If you want to check them out, I'll put the link up in chat here. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel. We produce only free content here. Oh no, I look the other way. We are retracing back down and then up. Great way to help support our free content, chat. So again, here's the link. You can use coupon code BT. We'll get you the max discount at all times. BT, max discount. We're kind of flat on this position. We ended up making hundreds yesterday, so we got a little cushion over the last few days that we could trade on. But we're pulling back to a pretty major support level. I just got to give it time to work. I don't want to add to a losing trade here, though. Retracing back up again, kind of flat here now. All right, we just took half off, locked a green trade in. It was kind of chopping back and forth, taking a little too long, so we'll just hold our little 1 contract here, see if we get a larger, nicer bounce that we can capitalize on. Go. Yeah, Saeed, it's all good, bro. Just again, I don't want arguing like taunting drama in my chat. And if you're still going about something that you've been getting on to somebody about from like an hour ago, brother. It's time to let it go, move on. Now we're breaking down a little bit. We only got one contract. We start cracking this low, though. I got to cut it. SPY ended up breaking down under a pretty big level here. So I'm probably about to cut this trade. Well, we're right back. We're trying to bounce. Now we're flat. All right, now we're back up. Green. Alright, I'm cutting that. That's the last time. I'm gonna have to cut this. Yeah, I'm gonna get out there. Just too much risk. It was basically a break-even trade. But if it's testing this low, there's too big of a chance that it's gonna just dump down. I don't feel like getting caught in that. Alright, chat, we got 7 minutes left. Yeah, there's the low break. Yeah, what made me change my mind about this trade is like, look at the S&P. The S&P broke under the VWAP, under the 200 EMA. Those are pretty weak signs in markets. And the trend is down, so I'm not trying to... Once we start breaking under these levels, even though we have a major support level right here, like right here is a pretty big support, but I think this level might be a little bit better. I might be wrong though, but yeah, there's the low crack, so we ended up avoiding a big loss there, so that's nice. Yeah, I mean, we might bounce. Again, I don't know. It's just too much risk for me. There's no reason to keep attacking it. I will be right back, guys. We got 5 minutes left. I will be right back. While I'm gone, chat, while I'm gone. Does Nvidia hold over 1K today? All right, so for our next edition of Bathroom Break Jeopardy, does Nvidia hold over $1,000 today? Let me know. I'll be back. All right, we are back here, chat. We did get a nice little bounce. I guess this is even like a Jeopardy-like song. Give a poll, yes, no, yes, no. Look at this dump happening in markets, chat. I don't know what's going on here. I would buy this. It's too close to the opening bell. Well, a stock split's going to help Nvidia. It's going to lower the price, help benefit more buys to show up. More buys are going to potentially show up because the price is going to be cheaper now after the split. It's going to be 10 times cheaper now, so more people are going to be able to afford it and ultimately buy it if they want. All right, chat, here we go. Here's the opening bell. We got 1 minute here, chat. 1 minute. Bro, I see Joe Schilling KO this guy in the bar, dude. Joe Schilling was wrong for that, bro. This guy was drunk. He wasn't causing problems. Joe Schilling, like, pushed him out the way. And then when the dude was like, hey, what the heck, just knocks him out. Like, ridiculous, man. All right, guys. We got 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left. All right, here's the opening bell, guys. 5 seconds. Look at Shopify down. Shopify's coming down, too. The whole market's kind of turning. I don't know what happened, but I'm still nicely green on the day, though. That's cool. Nvidia's still up there. It's at 1020s. What's fallen so much today? Let's see. I think a little bit of profits and everything are kind of slowing down. All right, so again, markets are down. The opening bell is here. Let me get the bathroom break Jeopardy sign out the way. There you go. Again, PMI data drops in 15 minutes. Crack lows real quick. I'm going to buy this dip. Nvidia's breaking highs. I know it's a risky endeavor, but hey, Nvidia's breaking highs. We can add to one losing trade here. Oof. Okay, lesson learned here, guys. Lesson learned. Do not buy 1 minute after the opening bell. I don't want to lose any more in this account. Luckily, I made $300 yesterday, so net in the last 2 days, we're down like 150 bucks. But oh, it hurts, guys. It hurts. Way too much risk, I guess, at the opening bell there. You know. Way too much risk at the opening bell there. And it is what it is. Hold on, let me pull up Quant Tower now. Nvidia started to run. Look at the SPY just down, down. Let me, yeah, I'm gonna have to pull up Quant Tower now, chat. Maybe manufacturing PMI data is going to help or hurt the market, but man, what happened? SPY just a huge dump at the opening bell, just a massive drop. My portfolio and equities are still green. Sorry, I got to wait for Quant Tower to start up. It hurts though. I mean, listen, it happens, you know. All right, guys, we're ready. You guys ready? Let me pull this up. Okay. Look at this dump in the NASDAQ here. Kind of a crazy big drop, to be honest. trying to see if there's any news to justify. Did we get some bad news? Reliance and Disney file confidential antitrust papers for India media assets, according to Reuters. That's not going to tank the market. Market might just be correcting a little bit after a huge run at the open. Yeah. Starting to bounce back a little bit now. Is it time to buy this dip is the question. I don't know, bro. I've been trying to buy dips all morning and it hadn't treated me right. There's a bounce. Let's see if it holds. I guess we'll try buying one contract here at these lows, but it's risky. There we go. All right, so we're up a little bit. It went up there and then retraced all the way back down. I'm still trying to figure out what all this volatility came from, though. Nvidia's running. Yeah, Nvidia's up there. That's why I kind of been like, I just made about $30 on this funded account. But I'm surprised the market's falling like this. It's just too volatile. I gotta slow down. I don't know why the market's like so volatile this morning at the opening bell. It could be because of Nvidia, but Nvidia's up a lot. So there's some type of blue chip that's falling down some, that's dragging the market down. Neo's down a lot. Is it Tesla? It's Tesla. Tesla down to 179s. What else is there? Any other blue chips dropping down big? Yeah, it could be overbought from the Nvidia earnings for sure. But Nvidia's up to 1040s, which is even weirder, you know? And see, there's the bounce back. The question is, do I want to buy up this in blue chips? I guess I want to buy this up, but it's so risky because the SPY is just cracking lows. I'll try one. There we go. PMI data drops in 3 minutes. Or no, I'm sorry, it's 8 minutes. Okay, so we just sold a little bit there. So we just made a little bit on that one. But market might be choppy leading into PMI data as well here. So I'm guessing we might get some type of chop leading into PMI data, but so we might go up and down rangy until PMI data drops after this initial drop. But look at Nvidia. The only reason like we could be bullish is from Nvidia. Alright, so yeah, we're chopping back and forth at a range. Even though what's weird, though, is that Nvidia's moving up. This might be Tesla related. We're still green in equity somehow, but I think my Nvidia position's certainly helping me. Do I want to buy this dip and try to ride it up? I guess I'll try. Again, we're basically flat on this account on the day. We made a little bit, lost a little bit, made a little bit. We're right there towards the top. Let's see, now we're coming back down. I'm not having good luck trading today, so I will switch to micros if I need to be honest. Alright, guys, we got 6 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut that. Just rangy. Amazon's down a pretty big amount, too. I think this is Tesla causing these drops. People are taking profits. Yeah, but the market's going to be open tomorrow. It's Thursday. We're back down to the bottom of the range. I would attack Chop if we weren't so volatile this morning at the open. I'll try to buy it, I guess, but if we crack lows, I'll have to cut it. Alright, we're green now. Oh, we were green. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut it. So we're definitely down on most of our day trading accounts today, just getting punished. All right, guys, remember, we got PMI data in 4 minutes here, chat. 4 minutes for PMI data. Yeah. But, I mean, look, we're down. I might have to switch to shorting. Should I switch to shorting, you think? I'm still great in stocks somehow. Maybe PMI data will help the market. I don't think it's going to be that big of an influence, though. I really don't. I don't know if PMI is going to really move markets like we want it to. We'll see. PMI data, chat, just to put this into perspective, is expected at 50 for manufacturing PMI. Services PMI expected at 51.2. The higher the number is, the more strength in manufacturing. The lower the number is, the less strength in manufacturing and services. All right, there's crack. Are these lows again? All right, chat, we got 2 minutes left before PMI data comes out. 2 minutes left. We are getting a little bit of a bounce. All right, retracing back down. We got 1 minute left, chat. 1 minute left. Again, expectations are roughly right around 50. PMI manufacturing 50. S&P Global Composite 51.4. Services 51.2. Gap fill, PMI good. All right, guys, 20 seconds here, chat. 20 seconds. All right, here we go. And here's the data release in about 2 seconds. My portfolio has bounced back some. Specifically, Nvidia has been ripping up over highs. All right, here we go. Manufacturing came in higher than expected at 50.9 versus 50. Services came in higher than expected. All three came in higher than expected. And again, the market has originally reacted negatively to this report before retracing all the way back up. And so again, originally the market reacted negatively before coming back up. All of these signal higher than expected manufacturing and sector growth. So higher than expected services and manufacturing growth according to PMI data. Manufacturing came in at 50.9 versus 50. Services came in at 54.8 versus 51.2. And global composite, S&P Global Composite came in at 54.4. All of them came in higher than expected, signaling more economic growth. I'll put this up on screen, and so you guys can gauge it yourself. But yeah. All right, kind of a choppy thing here. Yeah, services came in at 54.8 versus 51.3. Here's the list right there. Higher is better. It signals strength in manufacturing and services, like more economic growth. Better is subjective. It depends on what the market fears or wants, you know, which is not always the same thing for everybody. Yeah, I'm for keeping rates high. I want to keep rates high. Definitely getting a little bit of a correction here. Again, like I said this morning, I said this early this morning. But I don't think a correction is the worst thing ever. If we want to hold these gains, I think we need to correct at least a little bit sometimes. Now, I don't want too big of a correction, of course, but anything could happen here. We'll see. Market cracking lows again. At least the S&P. What's dragging the SPY down more than the NASDAQ? Is it? It's not Tesla. It could be Tesla. Amazon is down. Tech is correcting, but what's weird is that Nvidia is flying up. So like Nvidia is shooting higher. A 20% correction is like a crash. Now, a correction generally means longer term, but yeah. So now I'm actually red on equities on the day. Although again, we're very green in this portfolio. It's not Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson is not big enough weight to drag the market down in this way. And again, guys, if you want to check out one of my sponsors, check out Apex funded account programs. Very similar to day trading stocks. There's no PDT rule in futures. Most day traders are going to lose money. And I think that's probably the same anywhere you go. And so with that in mind, do not put up thousands yourself risking that. Learn how to day trade with a funded account program. If you lose, you're only out what you pay for it. And for the time being, for the next few hours, you can get the $250K challenge on Apex, which if you pass it, you get $250K in funding with a 90% split. It's only $18 after tax, roughly. And so a great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk. And again, I think day traders are going to lose anywhere, including here, but it's a lot cheaper to lose here than to put up 5K yourself and lose that. And so a great way to learn how to day trade. You could day trade the QQQ price action in the NASDAQ. Really what the Q tracks is the NASDAQ futures contract. You could day trade the S&P futures contract, which is what the SPY tracks. No PDT rule patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks. Great way to learn how to day trade. And you can check out the link right there if you want to help support the channel. They are a sponsor. I'm biased. They pay me money. Naturally, I'm biased in their favor because they pay me money. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance. Have limitations. All that good stuff. Check it out. Appreciate the love, guys. Now, let's see what the market does. Will it bounce back? Salesforce earnings. Are they this evening? What else is this evening? I don't think we have any major earnings reports. Outside of, yeah, we don't have anything big today. Slow. Tomorrow, yeah. All earnings season is basically coming to an end. It's basically done. Yeah. We don't have anything. Oh wait, Monday's Memorial Day. I'm looking at Tuesday morning, nothing. Tuesday evening, nothing. Wednesday morning, Abercrombie, Chewy, Dick's, Advanced Auto Parts. Salesforce, C3 AI. Oh, so we do have C3 AI, so that's next Wednesday. So we do have that, actually, at 4:05 next Wednesday. Canopy Growth Company, Thursday. Costco, Dell, Zscaler, MongoDB. So some tech. I think that's basically it for all the major big earnings reports. CrowdStrike, Dollar Tree, Lulu, Neo. I'm looking at early June. Yeah, so earnings season is basically done, heading into June, which is probably better for me anyway. Adobe, small. Market's still cracking down here. So again, the SPY was very green on the day. It's still technically just, you know, you're gonna have a lot of bears that are like, aha, like long-term bears. The SPY's still green on the day, despite everything. We're actually red in my portfolio though, if I'm being completely honest. Most of it is from gold pulling back. We're in gold. It's been pulling back the last few days, but it's all good. Yeah, so all the major earnings calls are done. So, except for C3 AI. Let's see what else we got. Well, next month. Yeah, I kind of stopped trading. I'm just kind of, again, there's some days that I'm just not meant to trade. I think today's one of them. Okay, yeah, so June 11th and 12th is when the next Fed meeting is going to be. There were minutes report every 3 weeks. What a drop this morning at the opening bell. Is it time to buy the dip and rebound in here? Let me pull up another thing. I'm gonna pull up the E-mini because I think we should watch the E-mini too. Like, look, here's the S&P. S&P looks weaker than the Nasdaq, like far weaker. Also, guys, check out my other sponsor, a company called Chart Prime. It's a trading view service you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. It's honestly really cool. Like, check this out. So this is Chart Prime. I can't fake this. Let's just back test them over the last few days. Again, I can't guarantee any of these are going to work. You want to back test it yourself to make sure, all that good stuff. And again, we're going to try to be careful with whether we say it worked or didn't work because, you know, you can never be sure. Back test it yourself. They're a sponsor. They pay me money. I'm biased. Can't guarantee you're going to make money. Can't guarantee you're going to win. Can't guarantee you're going to work. Understand it and back test it yourself. With that said, though, let's take a look. So I say this one was wrong. This strong signal, it's kind of tough to tell because it looks like we did get a little bit of a follow through, but I'm going to go ahead and call this one wrong too, this strong signal, just to be safe. I just want to be safe and make sure I'm not calling ones that didn't work like they worked. All right, here, we can go back to these two, but I'm going to exclude those, even though these work. Look, strong boom, strong bearish, buy signal, days of bounces. But anyways, we're going to skip those just to be fair to it. So these two failed. This one definitely worked. Look at the sell signal here, and then look at the follow through for. This is a 5-minute chart, so this is like 3+ hours, I think, of bearish action. Strong buy signal. Look at the beautiful bounce you get afterwards for like 3 hours. Strong sell signal there. Beautiful follow through for looks like at least an hour. Strong buy signal here. Days of bullish action after that buy signal. Sell signal there looks like it flushed and definitely worked. Strong buy signal showed up here. Look at the huge bounce you get. And then look at the sell signal today before all this bearish action. Look at the sell signal there. So powerful signals here. So only 2 of these didn't work, the ones at the very beginning. So out of 2, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 out of 9. So over 75% accuracy, it looks like. Powerful. Powerful. And again, this is just a small piece. You can use this with anything with a symbol on TradingView. It's only $40 a month. Oscillators, back testers, screeners, tons of cool stuff. I was always skeptical of companies like this until I actually tried out their software. And again, I was impressed by it, to be honest. I was genuinely impressed. So again, if you want to check it out, here's the link. Hey, Rosie. You want to see my dog, Rosie? Hey, baby. Come here. Hey, come here, baby. It's okay. Come here. Come here, baby. Good girl. That's a good girl. Come here. That's a good girl. Hey, baby. You just a good girl. Look at that dog. She's just a good girl. You just a good girl. That's a good baby. Huh? Yeah. That's a good girl. All right. There's Rosie. She's sweet. She's just sweet, man. That's a good girl. I know. No licking. I know. Yo, this is where the emoji comes from, is Rosie, the German Shepherd. Hey, baby. All right. What you doing? What you doing? Do you want a treat? A treat? Sit. Good girl. Shake. Good girl. Bang, bang. Got her. That's a good girl. Come here. Good job. You staying on the floor? You really selling it, huh? You really selling it. Come here. You're gonna stay there? All right. We'll let you stay there. Yeah. Just now she gets up and she runs when she hears Bruce cry. Just a good dog, man. I'll get her a treat. I'll get you a treat, baby. I'll get Bruce a treat too. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and close it down and hang out with my dogs here for a little while, guys. So again, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all check out Apex. The sale ends today. The sale ends today, guys. Again, for the time being, I think you got another like 10-15 hours. Coupon code BT will get you the max discount at all times. Check it out. Great way to help support your boy here on this channel. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much. Again, market's down. Is it time to buy? Let me know what you guys think. Is it time to sell? Should I stick around? Don't we have some type of data coming out? Let me see. I think we have home sales. Yeah, we got new home sales. I'll stick around and cover this real quick. BT is the code. BT, beginner trading. The mic is blocking everything she's doing. Here, look, you want to see her? Watch, I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you right at the end of the stream. Give me a second. I'm going to cover new home sales in 45 seconds, and then I'll show you guys. So hold on. All right, guys, new home sales coming out. Bruce won't stop barking. I'll show you. It's BT solo. Anytime if you want the link, just check the description, brother. All right, guys, new home sales just dropped. They showed up at 630, lower than expected, way lower than expected. New home sales, 634,000 versus 677 expected. So lower than expected, chat. Lower than expected. If y'all want to see Rosie's tricks here, I'll show them to you right now. Hold on. All right, so let me show you. All right, I got you guys. All right, Rosie, come here, baby. Rosie, come here. Come here, Rosie. Rosie, come. Where is she? She's in my house somewhere. Hold on. Rosie, come here. Rosie, treat. Oh, Carol. Listen, Carol just got home. I'll show you the tricks in just a second. Hold on. Rosie, come here. The camera's facing right here. Just a heads up. Get it back in. All right, come on. Are you ready? You ready? You want to show them? All right, ready? Yes. Rosie, ready? Sit. Shake. Good girl. Up, up. Sit. Bang, bang. Sell. There you go. There you go. Catch. Good girl. That's a good baby. All right. Rosie. 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 Hey. Yeah. That's all right. Ready? Rosie. I don't think they can see it. Rosie. And nope, it's too early. Up, ready? Sit. Sit. Shake. Back down. Got it. Catch. I think they got it. I gotta show my tricks off, my dog's tricks off. We got coffee stains on the floor, don't judge me. She's sweet though. All right, Rosie, here, watch out now. Now you're in the way. Watch out. All right.
Bruce is crying.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. Later, chat.